Welcome, friends. This is Gina with Hope and Cope. In this channel, we talk about how to live our best life according to God's will in spite of the painful choices of our friends and family. So in my situation, my husband was an alcoholic, and I went to Al-anon shortly after his disease was evident, and I was there for 8 years. And so I'm going to do a real quick series just to barely skim the surface on the topic of the 12 steps. So there's multiple different 12-step programs, but they all basically use the outline for the 12 steps. At least Al-anon very, very, very exactly closely mirrors the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. So to get into it, step one, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol and that our lives had become unmanageable. So when I got to Al-anon and I heard these steps for the first time, or I absorbed them over a brief period of time in the beginning, I knew my life was insane and I knew it was unmanageable. And so that was not hard. I mean, I have heard that there are people that they really buck that first step and they really have a hard time admitting those things. Not me. I came broken. I came desperate, and I came wanting and needing to learn. Now, I will just be honest with you. I thought when I got to Al-anon that it was going to teach me how to teach my husband how to be sober. So you learn pretty quickly that the program is for yourself, and that what you do is you really just learn how to manage your own life the best you can in spite of what anyone else is doing in your circle. So I readily admitted that my life was unmanageable, and I readily admitted that I could not do anything about it. And to be honest, I was really relieved to hear other people tell me that I couldn't do anything about it, because I had people that were not in recovery. I had people in my circle telling me to do something about it, telling me to tell him to get his act together, and telling me to make him shape up. And so I was I was under a lot of pressure. I won't say that was everybody, but I did feel the pressure to try to correct and get a handle on him, make him behave. I felt that from inside for sure, and I did just get that from some people, the whole, I'd make him do da-da-da-da-da. So anyway, so the first step, that's it. Second step, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. So believe it or not, the second step I think always was my favorite. Just to think that it was possible to be restored to sanity was so encouraging to me. I did not know how to stop the unmanageable, insane thoughts and pain that was going on in my head and my heart all the time. So when I came to Al-anon and I said, I came to believe that there was a power greater than me that could restore me to sanity, I was like, yes, I know it's possible. And I always knew that. So I've been a Christian my whole, adult life. I came to the Lord when I was 17. I had been raised in church my whole life from the time I was little. And so I knew the power was there, but I did not know how to grasp it. I did not know how to apply it. I had read my Bible many times. I've been in Bible study my whole life. I knew there was a lot of comfort verses in the Bible, but I did not know how in this circumstance to apply anything to my situation and be able to get help and comfort and be restored to serenity, be restored to sanity. Okay, and then the third step is we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understand Him. Of course, my understanding is Jesus Christ. So I began to be very teachable and to listen and to try to recognize how those steps really did have a foundation in God's Word, and that it didn't take any unkindness, it didn't take any spite, it didn't take any bitterness or unforgiveness to follow these steps. And quite the contrary, these steps teach you that you can do all those things. You can have mercy, and you can have kindness, and you can be compassionate, and you can have forgiveness. You can do all those things and still be restored to sanity. So it was like, sign me up. I just need to learn how to implement this in my life. So there is a third step prayer. When you go through the steps, there's a third step prayer. And it basically just confesses that you are asking God to take over, that you're asking God to take control and to be in charge. No longer am I going to try to do things of my own natural instincts. I'm going to be more managed by what God's Word says and how to implement that. And the way that is filtered and kind of organized through the 12 steps. And then it just asks God to just continue. I want to surrender to you. I want to give you control. I'm turning my life over to you. And I just want you to help me to have victory over this and always be able to do your will. So it's a beautiful little prayer, only 4 or 5 lines long. I'm sure if you get on the internet, you can look it up. I'm sure it's out there, the third step prayer. And it's just a beautiful way to get started in your path of recovery. I hope this tiny little overview has wet your whistle. There'll be, I'm breaking up into 3 steps per video. And so I'll cover the other steps in the remaining videos. So I hope this little introduction was helpful, and that if you are interested and you would like to get in your own group, I will put some information in the description below. I'm also going to try to put some Bible verses in the description below and a great song for each verse, because it was just so crazy that as I decided to do this, it seemed like as I was listening to my Christian music, I could see different songs that kind of applied to different steps. So I'm putting them in there. I don't know if that sounds dorky to you, but as you introduce the steps to yourself and you take them to heart, I'm going to have a song that's going to kind of, in my mind, kind of open the path in your thinking toward that step. So thanks for your time. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.